Well, good morning, everyone. Welcome to Wilder Safari this morning. My name is Mark. Daniel is on camera, and Craig is in final control. And welcome to Djuma Game Reserve, as we're about to head out for our morning safari. A little bit different weather this morning, unusual perhaps for this time of the year. Almost completely covered over in cloud. Of course, it is blanketing it a little bit, keeping a little bit of warmth in. Not as cold as it has been these last few mornings. So we'll see what we can find with this cloud cover. Slight breeze starting to blow as the sun perhaps is nearing rising. A few francolins calling. Other than that, well, we'll see what we're going to find this morning. We're going to go and have a look up Voyatella Access Road. I want to have a look for a couple of things to the west, and then we'll head north or south or back east, depending on what it is that we see to drive us there. For the time being though, here on the open area near camp, there's not much happening. Other than a few francolins waking up. Very few tracks. The big herd of impala maybe are down at the dam. It is. And there've been some zebra here. Ah, there it is, impala, here in front of us, right next to us. When I didn't see them. Just goes to show how they just blend in. Morning, everyone. Let's spread out. Yesterday morning we followed the tracks of the 5 female those lionesses, to a particular area, and then later on when we were on Triple M I saw some tracks there, but I don't think I could match the two up. I think those lionesses were still in that area between Gallagher Shortcut and Aubrey's Road. We need to have a look, see if they've come out from that area, figure out where they've been, and then also of course we want to find out where Karula is. What's most important is trying to find Karula and her youngsters. Funny, there was a clear sky last night, beautiful stars, Scorpio rising. Scorpio of course is the planets, our winter constellation, southern hemisphere, winter constellation, dominant constellation. Anyways, beautiful clear sky last night, but before I went to bed I was smelling rain. And lo and behold, today we wake up and it's cloudy. And I've already seen a few ants that have built a few mounds of sand above their holes. That's preventative measures to stop their nests or their burrows from flooding. Not that there's going to be that kind of a rain that ants are going to be flooded, but it does stop water from going in. No tracks, no alarm calls. It's one of those, back into that mode of not much happening around Vuyatela again. Either happens or it doesn't. No in between. It'd be nice to see if them kahumas have come back this way at all. Love to see those little ones again too. For those of you who might not know, then kahumas are another pride of Lion. They have some youngsters. Zoe's Road Junction. Let's see if there's any. What have we got? Oh, there's a leopard track, quite fresh. Excuse me, got a frog this morning. Quite fresh leopard track of maybe Induna. Any Duma stations out? Morning, Graham. Ingwe and Konzo coming off Zoe's onto Vuya's access. I'm not following up for now. I'm heading down towards the lodge.
Yeah, thanks.
I think it must be one of the boys, maybe. Graham, when he and Galam Konzo picked up last night? Good, thanks. In the road. That is, oh, it's old rhino track. Somebody's driven over it. That's the rhino track coming in towards the lodge. Must have turned off the road at some point because it wasn't there at Zoe's Road Junction. Leopard might have walked straight through onto Gallagher shortcut. We're going to do a big loop around this block, so we'll see. Might catch up with him. Gallagher shortcut. There are also some elephant to go and look for later on in the morning. If you get a chance. Hopefully they're still around. Evidently was a family of elephant around yesterday. At the end of our drive yesterday morning, we found some tracks. Funny enough, at Philemon's Dip. Throughout the morning, our drive yesterday, we somehow managed to miss Philemon's Dip. Hello, December. Anyways, there was a track of an elephant. It was about that big, tiny little thing. Hello, Franklins. Off you go. 1 down, 2 down, 3, 4, or 5. Off you go. 5 children. Tiny little elephant. Moves around. Kudu. snake was moving around. Guess that must have been yesterday or last night. After a warm day, these reptiles can still move about, they can still hunt. They don't digest very well, which means that if they take something now, it'll take a longer time digesting it. Porcupine was here too. Always been porcupine up here. Looks like this is where our wildebeest are, somewhere around here. A lot of wildebeest tracks. They've vacated the open area called Quarantine. This might be where they are, between here and Sandy Patch, and maybe Impala Plains. It looks like they've been here yesterday. A little bit of colour coming into the sky, but I don't think we're going to see much much of a sunrise. Patches of heavier cloud in this grey. It might drizzle a little bit of water later, if the sun doesn't burn it open. Elephant. Crossed the other way. Hello, Anne. Morning to you. I was sniffing earlier. What was I smelling for? There was one patch on Aubrey's Road. I thought I smelt an elephant in must. Or I thought I smelt the must smell of an elephant. And now, well, now there are tracks just crossing here into Buffelshoek. Could have been that bull. Just smells there. Isn't that smell of summer anymore? Getting drier, dustier. Sometimes on these cool mornings, an odor stands out, just hangs in the air. Not much coming across from Gallagher shortcut as yet. Just going to look down the road, and we're going to go back to Gallagher shortcut. Going to look, take a long look down Buffelshoek cut line. Angie, anybody seen the baboons lately? Well, now that you mention it, yes, Angie. The baboons have fallen out of favor with me and maybe some of us. They came back to Gowrie, to Djuma. And I think it was the day I was asked, 2 days ago I think it was, I was asked in the morning if I ever have baboons raiding my kitchen and getting into my house, and baboon proofing, we were talking about that. And lo and behold, that morning after we got back from drive, they raided our kitchen. They got into our kitchen and they made a mess. And they ate all our bread and they drank all our milk. And they're brats. I'm not happy with them at the moment. It wouldn't be so bad if they did sort of just came in and grabbed something and ran out like the monkeys do. But they have a party. They get into a kitchen, they have a party. And then they leave calling cards. Baboons seem to find it necessary to defecate on everything. So they have fallen out of favor for the time being. Although, having said that, we'll see if we can find them if they were around. I think they were around yesterday. That's why I'm not calling it quarantine anymore. Hello D&J, want to know why it's called quarantine. D&J, it's called quarantine because once upon a time, a long time ago, it was a closed-in area there that was used to quarantine animals that were being translocated back into the, well, being released back into the reserve into Djuma. Djuma was buying animals at the time when all the properties were self-contained, and they were quarantined in pens or something there. But that is a long time ago. I think the population of Nyala here at Djuma are the reason why it was called quarantine. They were brought in here. Morning, little dove. Excuse me, little dove. where those cats went to. Maybe it was them that eventually crossed Triple M. No sign of a cat track yet. Yeah. No sign of leopard. So he must have gone down towards the lodge. Maybe we ought to check around Gowrie Dam. No, there haven't been any monkeys or anything shouting. Didn't hear any alarm calls at all. Not seeing anything here either, tracks wise. Free wind from Zoe's Road is anyone's guess. Back to square one. Start again. Do another loop somewhere else. I think Twin Dams Road down to Twin Dams. Perhaps. Some little hornbill. A little bit chilly there. Bunched up. Looks like it's been digging at the termite mound. Probably getting at termites maybe. Red-billed hornbill. Yep. Trying to find a weakness, a weak spot. And what happens is that the soldier termites arrive and try and prevent invasion, and of course the bird just pecks at the termites until it's had its fill. Very dirty beak. Bye. Where the impala have gone? Oh, there. Hello, little boys. How do I keep my hat from what? Morning, Laurie. How do I keep my hat from being ruined if it rains? These hats are actually waterproof. They can handle the heaviest of storms. My old hats have both been through some pretty heavy rainfall. This one I don't want it to get wet just yet. But they fare pretty well in the rain. And it's fairly new like this, it's even somewhat waterproof inside. I mean, it doesn't seep through. But my old hats have been rained on so often, so much that the water just soaks right through them. But it tends to keep the rain off of my glasses. So. I can still see. No need for windshield wipers. But no, this is lifting. We're going to have rain today. It's a lot higher than it was earlier. There's patches of blue coming through. Buffalo thorn down. Fresh elephant tracks and dung. That must have been in the last day or two. Kathy, morning. Have we seen any signs of cheetah lately? No. Although they have had cheetah up on Cheetah Plains. Yesterday, I think. Those four. I think it must be those 4 males that we've seen here once or twice. One of the reasons why I went where I was this morning, up on Buffelshoek line towards Sydney's Dam, just as we were losing signal, but there wasn't anything out there, with no sign, no tracks. Every day I leave camp, and every morning we go for a drive. I hope that that's the morning we're going to find some signs of either cheetah or wild dog. Because it's going to happen one of these days. We're going to have cheetah or wild dog, or both. It's just the law of averages. About time. Paid a visit. Very Franklin. Excuse me. Squeeze me. darling. Morning to you too. No sign of primates. Baboon, human, or vervet.
I'm up to 210 now, sorry, 910 now. The condos can come from into Malamala, west of the open area there. So, 5W4 and 12 and standing out of book. Okay, shop number 1, dot red. Here. This is the bed, the Kaya Mayur, so, Mupala. You can come around up, 55 shikos. Si gulong si poning kon rasing mo English and kanahan sila malod mga kumangan chung ko lang.
Yeah, I'm not finding anything else from him. Ha! Let's go up Central Road. That will be my next best option, mainly because it's central and it'll give us some idea of what's been moving north or south, north to south, south to north. Morning hippos. Loose verder. The surreal light, the way the sun's coming through this cloud. Unusual, strange glow to everything. Dilemma, every junction, it's a dilemma, which way to go. We're going to stick with Central Road, that was our choice. And head east. Bobby, can I explain how the baboons get in? Baboons are exceptionally strong, Bobby. They have ripped the glass sliding doors out of the rails. They ripped open the kitchen door. They can break latches. You know, there was a time when before I came back to this part of the world, I was living in the Cape for a short while. A little retreat, some nature reserve. There's an elephant here. Yesterday, the leaves are only just starting to wilt. Oh, and there's another tree that's just been stripped. Oh, that's a bit older, perhaps. Leaves are brown already. Bobby, we had a chicken coop. And the baboons kept breaking in. Funnily enough, not to get to the chickens, but to get to the eggs. And they used to raid. These were Rhode Island Reds and a couple of Bantams. Now, we did all sorts of things, like wiring the gate closed. We did a lot of things that you would think that it would be almost impossible for a human, even a fairly strong man, to get in. And the big male baboon would just, as though it was balsa wood, he would just splinter that wood and just break it open. And eventually what we did was we made a rig. Now this is interesting, because this is where this is this baby elephant I was talking about. The tracks of this little elephant, tiny little tracks. I don't know if I'll be able to try and turn the car on its side a little bit. I don't know if you can see that. There's no sunlight to be able to highlight the tracks very well, but let me go and put my hand on it quickly, I'll show you. Can you see this one? Baby little elephant. Little baby little. With only little ones tracks in the road. Turning around. Can't tell which way he's gone. I think they've gone that way. Anyway, so we eventually had to rig up something. We had this. There's an elephant straight ahead of us. That's a big bull. I wonder if that's our bull who's been resting his head on trees. Oh, he's in must. And he doesn't. See, we'll give him a bit of space for the time being. No, it's not the same one. He's got a particular nick out of his right ear that the other elephant didn't have, I don't think. You can smell him from here now. He's been digging his face in the mud. I don't know if anybody can maybe. Let's see, we spent more time looking at his left side, I think, than we did his right side yesterday. One in Law of Central Road, Nyala Road Junction. Ouch. He's listening. He's probably listening for the cows and calves. Maybe he's even talking to them. Oops. Smelling something on the ground. We'll be able to see what it is when I get there after he moves off. But he's listening, look at that, he's lifting his head. Trying to pinpoint the source of it. Maybe another elephant talking to him. He's certainly got a swagger, that's for sure. Thinking that Ellie we saw pushing his head against the tree had longer tusks. And he wasn't in must. This guy's been in must for a while now. And well, look at him. He's behaving slightly abnormally. Keep still, Land Rover. You can see, for those of you who are fairly new to Wild Earth Safari, the area between there's that very dark stain between his eye and his ear, and that is from a gland on his temple, known as a temporal gland, that is weeping at the moment, and that is one of the signs that he's in must. Other, of course, is that his inside of his back legs is wet because he's constantly dribbling from his genitals. There we go, elephant off to our left. I just heard branches break. That could be the family that I'm looking for. Those are dead leaves, Mr. Elephant. Let's go a little closer. Oh, it's smelling very, very strong. Hard to describe the smell. Oh, look at him, he's going to break that tree now. Don't do that. Good morning, sir. Mr. Elephant, sir. Don't get funny with me, please. It's an uncomfortable time for elephant when they're in must. There is intense pressure in the skull from swollen temporal glands, puts pressure on the eyes. He's going down to the mud now, going down to the water. Also puts a lot of pressure on the base of the tusks. That has a lot of influence on their behavior. Let's see if he's going to maybe dig his tusks into the sand now. There's a lot of wet sand there. No. A lot of surface water here still. a big leadwood next to him. We saw in Duna the duiker kill up there one day. Digging. Now, despite the standing water that we have here, he will be digging in the sand there to probably filter water through the sand rather than drink this dirty water. Elephants are quite particular when it comes to water and drinking of the water. You'll find that sometimes when they approach a dam, before they get in the water, they'll drink first and then maybe walk in the water. But they very seldom will depending on how big the dam is, how clean the water is. But generally, going into the dry season when these water holes start shrinking and they can get quite muddy, the elephants try and drink from the surface of the water to get the cleanest water before they go swimming or mud bathing. Let's see if we can find the rest of, but these elephants that we heard. Maybe come back to him, because there's a spot where we can get to on Nyala Road South that is digging again. That might be visible to have him from up above. Might be able to see him better from that angle. Morning, Graham. There we go. Family group. They're more on Glove on Nyala Road North. There's the little one. Oh, look, we got everybody. Are you coming and running towards me to say hello? That's so nice of you. Hello, everybody. There's a tiny little one there. Oh, I recognize that trumpet. Oh, looks like another big one too. Hello. Come here, little boy. Hello. These are the naughty youngsters. 3 little boys. You can just tell they're up to no good. Where they're marching around. Little one. Oh, there's a magnificent elephant here. Let's see. Let's go up to the top and we'll see if we can see it from the top here. Most of the bigger females and calves are over here. That's a beautiful female. She's got a lovely straight tusk. We have seen her before. We have seen this group before. Oh, who's this down below? Hello, Mr. Ndlov. I see. This now things are starting to make sense now. You see, there's another bull here who's probably in favor. What on earth was that? Was that you? Oh. So my guess is this bull. Oh, he's got a broken right tusk. Also in must. My guess is that this bull is keeping that other bull at bay. Trying to get a view. Maybe we're going to have to turn around and back and come back this way, face the other way. Or maybe we can just stay down here in the riverbed. Yes, there's a nice view. Lovely bull. He's got a drinking hole there. He's drinking from a hole that's been dug. Actually, it's hard to tell, but he doesn't look quite as big as that bull in must. Morning, Squire. He might be the bull that we saw the other day. Have to compare ears and tusks. See, there's that right tusk. In fact, both tusks have been broken at some point, but his right tusk is almost chisel shaped. He's got a little notch out of his right, bottom of his right ear. He's not in must though. I mean, his temporal gland is wet. Little moisture there, but he's not in must in the way that other bull is. I believe it or not, you can also identify elephant from all those wrinkles on their nose. It's almost like the palm, the wrinkles in our palm, or wrinkles. Hello, Laurie. How old is a female elephant cow? How old does she have to have her first baby? Well, there's the thing, you see, because elephants are very much on a par with us humans when it comes to all sorts of things, and one of the things is puberty. Elephants go through puberty at about the same age as us. The aging of elephant is on a par with us. So a 5-year-old elephant is pretty much like a 5-year-old child. Cows go through puberty slightly younger than the males. The males probably between 12 and 14. The cows between 10 and 12. And theoretically they can have a calf at 12. Although it's not usual to have a calf at such a young age. But now from about 12 to 15 is when they'll have their first calf. Bulls, on the other hand, although they go through puberty in their early teens, they don't get to mate until they're in their late 20s, 30s even. The matriarchs tend to be able to choose. They will hold smaller, younger bulls at bay until older, more mature bulls come along to mate with the cows in their family groups. Spitting out sand and dirty water. A little bit of sunlight coming through now. Let's leave this old man. He's not so old, but let's leave him and go and find some of the ladies and their babies to talk to. Could be drinking there for a while still. Hello, Mrs. Elephant. Morning. There's the little one. Look at that. One of the little ones. That's another big bull. That's the same one. So he did stop drinking. Funny, he was just sort of nudging that little one out of the way. Sandy, morning to you. Are there any sanctuaries for orphan baby elephants? And can they be returned to the wild? Yes, and sort of, yes. There's the famous sanctuary in Kenya, in Nairobi, Daphne Sheldrick's, the David Sheldrick Wildlife Trust, Daphne Sheldrick's operation. It's beautiful sunlight now. You need a pedicure, girl. You've got a cracked toenail. She's big in body, but she's got short legs. There are a couple of sanctuaries in South Africa that have taken in young elephant. Although Karen Trendler is her name. I think she's with Sanwild. No, I'm not too sure. But as far as returning to the wild concerned, a little difficult. They have been returned to the wild. I mean, a famous elephant of Daphne's, one of the first elephants she ever, green pigeon, one of the first elephants she ever rehabilitated was an elephant who was returned to the wild and became a matriarch of her own herd. But I think most baby elephants that are raised in an orphanage end up being not in captivity as such, but just having close association with humans for the rest of their lives. Lindsay wants to know how old the little calf is. That little one, probably a few months, Lindsay. Oh, look at this big bull. Got a big piece of wattle in his mouth. It's quite impressive being down here in the riverbed with him right up there. Morning. And that's another young bull off to our right as well. Also not in must though. Not younger than this big one above us. chewing all the bark off of that branch from the wattle. And very high in tannin, so could be. So they don't use wattle very much. They don't eat it very often. That female was tugging at a bit of wattle. That cow that we had in the sunlight a few minutes ago, and he's chewing on a bit of wattle. Can go back a couple of inches just so we can see this bull drinking a little. Probably hear the branches breaking next to me. Another one right next to us and on the side of a buffalo thorn here. Interestingly, the shell of a terrapin down there. Wow, look at this. Hello, Mr. Ellie. Gosh, look at that. I mean, it's just so much more impressive because his feet are kind of eye level with us. It makes him look huge. Hello, Linda, in Ohio. How long before a female comes into estrus again after giving birth? It's about 5 years, Linda, between births. Gestation of 22 months, so it's almost 2 years. And then she'll raise the calf for about another 2 or 3 years before she'll conceive again. And now he's behind us. He's coming right around us. That's weird. It's like he was checking us out. That was quick too. I mean, he was here and the next minute he was behind us. Anyways. Maybe he's got a twin. What do you want? Little boy? Hello. Just to emphasize, it just does it twice. I love it. Surrounded by elephants. And there are a bunch of them now at that other drinking hole. I wonder where that other... There's a hyena. What's hyena doing here? Let's see what... Sidetracked. Always get sidetracked. Where'd you go, PC? Lost it. Okay, now we've got to find a way to turn around. Or just make our way to Central Road if that's going to be possible. Investigate this termite mound. Mostly mongoose. By the looks. Everybody's down at the drinking hole now. Whoa. Pardon? A little bit of excitement at the moment, by the looks of things. It's this big bull causing a lot of excitement. Go ahead. Thanks, Graham. There's a leopard to go and find. Interesting stuff here. No, I'm getting 2 words out of 10 here. But that's cutting out. I think something wrong with that microphone. I got JJ and Elephant and Pete's Pond. There's a lot of excitement here. And I'm wondering if it's not this big bull trying to keep other bulls away. But now the herd is all moved up onto the eastern side of the riverbed. But while there's a leopard moving around, let's go to find it, because Graham might lose it if he's on his own and it's going down towards Battlip Mumba Road. So I would like to just say goodbye to Elephant for now, just so we can get there, if we can't see that leopard. Leaving Columbia and Law on Yala Road north, just north of Central Road, open lock. There's an elephant that doesn't have much of it. Trumpets. These little boys. There's 3 little boys that are... They're probably being held away by that bigger bull. That's why he's marching up and down. And they're going a little crazy because they want to go with Mom. Oh, he has a buffalo too. Hello, Buff. These little boys are running rampant. They are. Anyways, I know where to look first. There's a big bull chasing, probably chasing a cow. A young female. There's a bull there. It's going to come out onto Central Road. Well, bull's in must, female's probably in estrus. There we go, she's just because there's a young female, and there's that big bull chasing her. She's a really small girl. Shame. She's a youngster, she's only about 10 or 12. They've gone. That's what all the pandemonium is. Alright, well There he is. He's going to mount her. There we go. She's such a tiny elephant. And that's why these youngsters are all going crazy. And look at her. She's a quarter of his size. He hardly even has to lift up for the ground to mount her. Here comes everybody. As long as they don't take it out on me. I'm not doing anything, I'm just watching. All these are all young bulls around us that are watching this. Yeah, there's that other bigger bull coming along. Here's this in front of us now is this young cow trying to get back to the herd. And suddenly it's quiet, but it's only brief. She's never conceived yet. I mean, this would be her first mating probably. In fact, that's statutory rape. Okay, Mr. Bull, just calm down, because I am not part of this. I'm just sitting here watching and minding my own business, caught up in the middle of mayhem. Have a look at that man behind you. It's his fault. Interesting times for a herd of elephants like this. I've got more of the herd that have come out on our right. Some of the younger bulls and a cow with her calf. All just standing and listening. Does a male elephant have to be in must in order for him to breed? Pretty much so, Laurie. Which is what brings these bulls here to this herd. That elephant cow's chasing something. And Jody, hi Jody, will the matriarch take on the male if she's not happy with him? Not really take him on. I mean, there are rules and there's etiquette in elephant society to some degree. I mean, sometimes it tends to fall away when an elephant bull is in must. But she will try and intimidate him. She will try and chase him off. And bulls won't get aggressive with them. That's rather interesting. Sure, such a strong smell from that elephant. So we can come and look for them again in a short while. And just see if we can get to see who this leopard is. Hi children, calm down. That was quite interesting. But I said that already. Graham, give me an update please. I was held up with a low. Maybe now, Craig, if you can try, there was a question about an elephant at Pete's Pond. Hyena in the road, maybe the one that I saw. Hello JJ, saw an elephant lying down at Pete's Pond. So there was, isn't it uncomfortable? It is pretty much, JJ. Elephant tend not to lie down. The question is, was it an adult elephant? Or was it a youngster? Was it flat ground or was it in the mud? Or that floppy ear? I think so. Yep, floppy ear. Hello, Mrs. Hyena. If you go. Leopard. Headed down this way. Unless that hyena is also following the leopard. Leopard scent. Graham, come in. Where are you now?
Just to the north of Mamba.
Okay, copy. Are you near those pans between Mamba and Bethlehem?
Cross those, yeah, just past it now.
Okay, copy. Oh, there's an NPC on your tail as well. Hello Liz, nice to hear from you. Enjoying the UK summer. Could that bull elephant have harmed the female if she was so small? Yes, he could have. I'm sure it would have hurt having her on his back like that. I mean, having on her back, not his back, having him on her back. Elephant have been here in the mud. I suppose we could have gone around to Mumba Road instead of trying to make our way to Mumba Road from here, but we're committed now to here. Start getting tricky. Should have just followed the hyena. Shoulda, coulda, woulda. Should have just come round onto Mumba Road instead. We're almost there now. Right. Graham, have you got to Mamba Road yet?
No, you remember taxi
Drainage line just west of Dravensburg.
yeah, we close to the front, but we can see the standard.
And my clutch is going. D&J, what would be my escape route charged by an elephant? I'm thinking, Graham was talking about Torchwood Pan. We'll just have to see. In fact, we're going to probably have to stop and put in some fluid quickly. Thinking that it's on the other side, further west. Yeah, it must be further west. I'm just going to quickly fill up. Try again. The Torchwoods are all close to the Mulwati. So I'm confused a little because Graham's talking about this drain. Excuse me, I thought he was talking about this drainage line here. But I stepped away from the vehicle for a minute there. Just got away from the electronic hum of the equipment to try and listen for his vehicle, and I didn't hear anything. So where I was, D&J asking what would be my escape route charged by an elephant. Well, in the vehicle I'd actually just sit still and hope that he stops, as he did. Elephant, well look, I mean in most cases in nature, self-preservation is one of the first and foremost instincts. Excuse me a second. We were too far east. Where's Graham now? And that's an impossible area with all this monkey orange and torchwood in here. So he's lost him by now. Keep an eye out, you might see him. The only other option is to go around to Leadwood Road. Who was it? Leopard, yeah. Who? It was a Drakensberg drive, he's angling slightly. So, maybe we'll west and see if we can't go in somewhere west. Wall of monkey orange. Yeah, it's impossible to move in here. Almost. I mean, look at this. It's just a wall of punctures waiting to happen. He'll make his way down to... He's eventually going to get to Twin Dams. I mean, if anything, it's almost a straight line to Twin Dams. And if anything further, it's almost the reverse of the route of the tracks that I found yesterday in the riverbed at Twin Dams, coming up this way. is it there? I don't know, with my earpiece in, it sounded like it could have been a squirrel. But that means that he's there. Go to the riverbed. We weren't far off when we came out of onto Lumber Road. I went east, should have turned west. We would have had a glimpse of him crossing the road. So we aren't far from the Mulwati, and that means that I'm sure he's going to get into the Mulwati pretty soon. It's just a matter of trying to be in the right place where he does come in, listening to Franklin, and listening to birds, squirrels. The other thing is that he could have gone through to those pans that are just off of Leadwood Road, where that old hyena den was on Leadwood Road. We were here yesterday. There are a lot of animal tracks on top of our fire track. Yesterday or the day before, we were looking at plants that we find in this little section of the riverbed. The crassulas and coral, Senecio. Hello, Nyala. Where's the leopard? Nyala bull. Hiding away from us. Alright, now this is where I think it's going to come out. Oh, avoid an elephant waterhole. Either here or that next spot where there's a couple of pathways that come from that area of bush where he's in, coming down into the riverbed, and there's one main pathway just a little further up where I can almost imagine him. Another big beautiful redwood. Flower, quickly a flower. One of the last of the hibiscuses. Maybe not so much last, there might still be a few. But what would a morning be without a flower? Gives us a chance to stop and listen. Nothing yet. Yeah. Oh, there's spirit here. Daniel's saying this is his favourite place in the reserve. There's a lot of spirit with these trees, especially these big leadwoods. There's tree spirit here. This is where a lot of paths converge, and this main path that comes off of that big area comes down here, and this is where I would almost imagine that leopard to come from. So let me just step away and listen. There was a go-away bird further behind us, but there's also that Nyala bull there. We'll dawdle a little bit. We'll take a ride around Twin Dam. We'll give this leopard a little bit of time to reach here, because it would appear that this is where he's coming. If not here, then Gary Main. So we're going to do a few turns around and see. The idea is to try and listen out for alarm calls. Could also just do a little bit of Leadwood Road. It's a slender mongoose. Yeah, and the mitre drain. Trying to hide from. Just did a lot of birds screaming here. But it's this slender mongoose. Birds don't like slender mongoose. They raid nests, they catch birds. And he's trying to keep a low profile. Oh. Very lucky to see this. because slender mongoose are normally very, very shy, and they stick to thick cover because they don't like to be seen by birds. Once the birds, look at it, see how it's slinking away. And once it's discovered, its hunting chances are over for a while. Also some kudu here. Try and move again so we can see him better. In her long, thin tail with that black tip, characteristic of this mongoose species. There's a kudu bull with these cows. That's only this time of the year that we will see. Oh, we'll get to kudu in a minute. Yeah. Behind the base, that little leadwood. There it is. Just popped its head up on the left of that little tree. They're coming onto the road. And then move again. Yeah? That's probably who the... And that's normally all we see of a slender mongoose, crossing the road, pausing to look and running off. I think that's a youngster, and that might have been mom that's just crossed the road. Or maybe a mating couple. Let me just back up a little. No, it's run off. Okay. Nice interlude. Now, up ahead of us on Leadwood Road, we've got something we don't see often, because most of the year we see kudu, either bulls or we see cows. We very seldom see them together, but it's only this time of the year that we do, and that is because it's mating season for kudu. Now in the dry season, Yeah, he is just off of the road on our left. If I go any forward, I might just get to see his horns. Females are at the big giant leadwood. Look at this magnificent bull. Morning, Squire. Might be the same bull we saw yesterday. Looking at some of those patches on his neck. If anybody took a snapshot of him yesterday, take a snapshot now and compare the barcodes. He's got a series of parallel stripes on his flank. None of them branching off, all equidistant. I'm expecting there might also be another bull or two. Yeah, there is. There's another bull in the background. It's a little bit younger by the looks of things. There might still be another one or two. Now the dominant bull will somehow keep the other bulls from mating with his, or even associating with his females. But that bull in the back there doesn't look like he's a very big bull. Oh, he's not too bad. Not as big as this one though. Fair sized group of kudu. One of the youngsters coming to investigate. Female in estrus. And if those bulls will must be crossing the road now. I'm going to move forward so we can see that bull is standing in a really beautiful posture. Pose. And then we're moving off onto the southern side of the world. Okay, let's continue looking for leopards. Go back to Twin Dams. Tristan, how are you? How schön? Good. Had an Ingwe on on Mamba Road crossing over towards here. We lost him in some pretty thick bush, so he might come out somewhere here. I'm just checking the dam and Leadwood. Interrupted by kudu. Lovely bulls. Kudu? Yeah, Slamby. Central Road. And big bulls, a lot of activity. Big bulls in must, females in estrus, and a little bit of interaction. Okay. Other than that, not much else. Okay. Later. Bye everyone. Harry Potter. Isn't it supposed to be on the forehead? That was Chitwa, by the way. They haven't seen elephant for 2 days. Because they're visiting me. Us. Wee Pet. Hello, Wee Pet. What did all over? Wee Pet asking if those kudu with those long horns, can they get trapped in any way? Yes, they can actually. I remember seeing a photograph of a kudu who had his horns stuck in a bush and he died. Because it's a corkscrew horn, there's this problem that sometimes the more it gets stuck, the more the animal fights, the more stuck it gets. But there's also been incidents of kudu bulls dying locked together after fighting. Famous statue in, I think it's Skukuza. Hippo was sleeping here. Of kudu bulls locked in battle. This is where baby hippo was. Maybe our baby hippo from Gauri Dam. Tiny hippo tracks here. Maybe gone over to Chitwa to their dam. Okay, I didn't copy your last down here in the drainage line. Morning, Barbara. I'm glad you saw that diary of the big tusker. Why do they have different sizes? Well, mostly it's genetic. Genes that govern size of tusks and, of course, configuration of the tusks. Whether they're going to be symmetrical or not. But also, you know, an elephant that age, having broken a tusk a long time ago, that also sometimes can account for different sizes, because sometimes a tusk can break in such a way that after time and after a lot of digging and bark stripping and a lot of activity, after time you might find that the tusk wears smooth again. You don't really notice the break, and then it looks like they're two different tusks. But elephant generally, their tusk size, their tusk shape, all governed by genetics as much as it is age, and more than it is age. I'm still inclined to go back to Leadwood Road. I'm still convinced this leopard is on its way this way. Floppy ears just been here. Can't be anybody else. Such big footprints in the hyena clan. Okay, changing battery. Where? Kudu back again, or there's still more kudu? Still kudu here. Even though those others have crossed the road already. Listening for girls. Okay. Oh, some more on the right. Gosh, there must have been quite a big group of kudu. And I wonder if it's the same lot that just came back. Once again, didn't copy your last. Sorry, girl. Looks like it could be them coming back. I wonder if maybe they didn't find something down on the southern side of the road that they didn't like. Making their way back. Something about elk. By now, this leopard would have made its way to this road or to Twin Dams. At the pace that it was walking, I would have expected it to have come out now, so it probably settled down somewhere. And one place that I can think of it might be is at the pan on the other side where the hyena den, close, no, not quite where the hyena den is, where that little Tambuti forest is. Somebody's been walking here. Just in here, to our left, across the drainage line. Kind of place that a leopard would like to lie at for the day, rest up. Finding our way in there again. Maybe there. Yes, it was. I think this is where it was. Maybe not. Maybe yes. Wishful thinking. Whoa. Still there?
Yeah.
Still got a face? Can't. Daniel's, yeah. Daniel's facing to the camera. Well, we tried. Maybe we get some points for trying. One day I need to walk from here. I think I've said it before. Twin Dams. Can't find a way through. See, now that's when I got out of the Land Rover and walked up that slope. I was over there. And that's why I thought he was coming this way. All those roots exposed, that lovely pathway coming down. I'm sure this is where it is. I didn't walk too far out here, but I'm sure, quite sure, that is where I'm just going to quickly look down there. Give me a moment. 2 minutes. Pussycat, wherefore art thou? Caddy. Guten Morgen, Heinke. Is Daniel still okay? Crashing through all the bushes this morning. Hasn't been crashing through bushes this morning. Daniel?
Camera's taken a bit of a beating, but I'm fine.
Camera's taking a bit of a beating.
Oh, Ben out of shape.
Okay, I've broken the camera, but Daniel's fine. No, I haven't broken it. The microphone was bumped.
Look on the buffalo thorn here.
This one coming down. Yeah, buffalo thorn is a little. It's grown somewhat since we used to last come here. And there's no angle. Maybe there's a better angle. Then I hit that log. No, it's fine. And then of course we've lost about an hour or two somewhere along the line. Somewhere somebody activated the time machine and we've suddenly jumped close to 9:30. It was only 7:30 2 minutes ago. So this time thief has robbed us. Let's see if we can get back to Twin Dam, not Twin Dam. I'm still convinced that this leopard's gonna pop out somewhere there at Twin Dams. Might have just lay down where he was left, where he was last seen. So possible. Didn't see any leopard tracks now when I was on foot. These could have all been quiet. And they're Impala here too. He hasn't come this way. Hello, goodbye. Mala, Nongo. Hello, goodbye. Thank you. Well, I hope you're going to join me again tomorrow, and we shall continue our quest, and we shall continue the saga. Hello, hippo. My name is Mark, and Daniel has been with me on camera, and Craig has been in final control. From all of us here at Wild Earth Safari, we hope you've had a fun morning or evening, and do take care. We'll see you tomorrow morning, Central African time, 6:30, same time. And from all of us, goodbye.